Now this little fella is an Oscar, and he's something to keep an eye on. They're an absolutely beautiful fish, but if there's such a thing as a dog in a fish tank, it's definitely this fish. Now, as it grows up, it will totally depend on the temperament of this Oscar for how well it's going to get along in this particular aquarium. Because you can get Oscars, they grow very, very fast. So they'll eat any fish that fit in their mouth, and then they grow fast enough that often they'll eat fish that fit in their mouth when they're big enough to fit them in their mouth. Now, they're not usually very aggressive, but they're very, very gluttonous. And from one Oscar to another, they can have very different temperaments. So you can see Oscars with all sorts of strange tank mates. And you can see some Oscars that just don't get along with other fish almost at all. And then some Oscars that will integrate very well into a community aquarium and not cause a problem. So the main thing about Oscars is just keep an eye on them. And there's a lot of suck in the sea with these fish. Can go really well, can go really bad. Anyway, if you've got any Oscar stories, then put a little note at the bottom of this video. Have you had an Oscar that's done really well and gone with fish it shouldn't? Or have you had an Oscar that's just been a complete prick and it attacks everyone? I even had an old lady that had a little Oscar that grew it up in a tank full of neons and it didn't even eat her neons. So just when you think you've seen it all, you realise there's always something else to happen that you didn't expect. But you watch him outgrow the rest of these fish, no problem whatsoever.